Okay, now bear with me just a moment because I just downloaded the new version of this software, so I know they made it a little bit different. But let's go ahead and get started. The first thing is the material you're using is probably expensive, so you don't want to use a lot of material. That's probably what this is about. So just to illustrate my point here, I'm going to use a 20 by 20 piece of material which I know, sorry, which I know is greater than the stock I intend to use. Okay, as far as my zero position, I'm just going to set it to top center. And if you have to flip the part over or do second side machining, there's a couple of ways you can accomplish that. But let's just start out with a larger piece of material in the job setup, and I'll show you how you can restrict it back to where you need it to be, so you're not actually cutting all that material. Okay, so all right, I got the job set up. I have it set at top center. From here, I'm gonna import, let's see, what can I bring in? I don't think I can bring in a 3D this way, so I have to do it this way. Let me see here. I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so it's this one, and it's H1. Let's see. STL, desktop, H1, okay. So this I'll just move into position and position in import, and we're gonna just move it up, I guess this is, that's fine, and import. All right, so we got like a handle shape, and you have two of them, but this is basically the same thing. So even though we're telling the software that the material is much greater than really what we want, what we'll end up doing is creating a boundary to contain the tool path. So I'm just gonna kind of sketch one out. I'm sorry, I don't always draw in this software, so give me just a second here. We're gonna sketch out something like this. Okay, so that's going to represent the boundary to contain the tool path, so we're not using all this material. Okay, we'll come over to the 3D side. I'm just going to do a finishing tool path. Let me move this thing out of the way. It's asking for the thickness and all this stuff, so it looks like you know how to set that up. We're going to not use the material boundary. We're going to use the selected vector as our boundary. We're going to do a raster cut in this example. We're going to use a ball mill and calculate. Okay, cool. So basically, you know, we can contain where we want the tool path to be without having it cut all the way across the model. And probably what you overlooked is it was made, well, you can even use, let me see if what model boundary does. Yeah, model boundary keeps it on top, and you probably want it to roll over the edge. So we don't want to use model boundary. Material boundary, then it's going to cut all the way to the outside. So we definitely don't want it doing that, because we told the stock size was much greater than what we were actually working with. So what we want to use is this selected vector. So you're going to draw a closed shape close to the net size of the part, but enough for the tool to roll over the edge, and then you'll be able to limit the cutting within that area, and it will look something like this. So even though on your machine, you know, on the simulation it's showing a large piece of stock, actually on your machine you'll just have the material, the net material you need in order to make the part. So hopefully that helps.